Hi, everybody. My name is Caitlin, and today I'm going to be talking to you about ADHD in school age children. ADHD is short for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. This is marked by ongoing patterns of inattention and hyperactive impulsive behaviors interfering with functioning or development of a child. The symptoms' primary features include inattention and hyperactive impulsive behaviors, and they're going to start before the age of 12 in some kids, but they may be noticeable at the age of 3. And ADHD typically occurs more in males than females. With ADHD, the primary features such as inattention and hyperactive impulsive behaviors, a child can either be have the inattention side of ADHD or they might have the hyperactive impulsive behavior side, or they might have a combination of both. So, what does inattention ADHD look like? Your child might fail to pay close attention to details and make careless mistakes when doing work. They might have trouble staying focused, appear not to listen, difficulty following instructions and finishing their work, and difficulty with organization. If your child has the hyperactive impulsivity symptoms, you might see them having difficulty sitting still in the classroom or in other social situations, constantly on the go, running around or climbing on things when it's not appropriate, talking too much, difficulty staying quiet, blurting out answers, and difficulty waiting their turn. ADHD affects a child's ability to participate in school. Kids with ADHD might struggle to focus during classes, leading to an impact on their ability to learn and retain important information. They may fail to hear or recognize instructions. They might become easily distracted by their surroundings or thoughts instead of attending to lessons. Impulsive behaviors may cause them to speak when it's not their turn. They may blurt out questions when they're not called on, and they may also bump into objects in the room due to reduced self monitoring, as well as fidgeting and a hard time sitting still. ADHD learners will also face issues with time management and organization challenges, affecting their executive functioning. Kids with ADHD may also struggle with transitioning due to shifting focus. They also may struggle with social participation with their peers. As occupational therapists, we will use a holistic approach focusing on enhancing your child's ability to perform everyday tasks. We help the child improve their self regulation and social relationships and work on executive functioning as well as sensory integration. Helping the child with ADHD process sensory info more effectively can help their behavior and attention tremendously. Through cognitive behavioral techniques, we can help the child modify and identify any negative patterns or thoughts that affect their behavior. With play therapy, the use of play will be incorporated to help the child learn the skills and develop positive behaviors. Executive functioning will focus on helping the child improve their ability to plan, organize, and complete tasks in a timely manner. Finally, the OT can also help with your child's handwriting and work on their time management to complete a writing tasks. Oftentimes, a child with ADHD will have poor handwriting skills due to their inability to sustain attention to the task. At home, what can you as the parent do? There are many things that you can do to help your child throughout their day and even in the school environment, which I will explain on the next couple slides. In this, you can see focusing help. When it comes to focusing and sitting still with ADHD, the child may struggle with both inattention and hyperactive impulsive behaviors. The first thing that you can do to help your child is provide them with a seat cushion for their bum or even their feet. This cushion has a tactile sensory seat on it, so when they move, you feel it, and on their feet, you're getting some sensory input through that. You can provide them with a wobble stool. A wobble stool is great for a child that wants to move. They can move around on it, wobble side to side, so they're getting that movement. You can also provide them with timers, helping them focus and stay on task so they know how much time they have. You can also provide them with noise-canceling headphones. This is great to distract any irrelevant stimuli or noises in their environment. The next thing that can help your child with ADHD is fidget. A simple pop-it, such as the one below, pop-it beans, a little fidget spinner, or this little fidget spinner that makes noises is great for children with ADHD. Using the little pop-it tees or the pop-it square is good for in the classroom, and the other two would be better at home so it's not distracting to the other children. Children with ADHD will benefit from fidgets because they can constantly move their hands while trying to remain focused on the task. Movement breaks. So you can do these at home or at school or even both. Children with ADHD would benefit greatly from movement breaks as they have a very hard time sustaining their attention and they're constantly on the go and seeking some sensory input from their environment. In the first video on the top left, you will see wiping the board. This can be done at school. You can assign a child with ADHD to wipe the board after the lesson to provide them with heavy work. Below that one, you'll see chair moving. If you have circle time in the classroom or you just need to rearrange the desks or chairs, you can have the child pick up the chairs and move them, again, for heavy work. If there's a break in the time, you can have the child perform wall push-ups, squats, jumping jacks, or even any type of animal walk that provides them with proprioceptive feedback and also provides them with that movement break. Organization is something that kids with ADHD, both inattention and the hyperactive impulsive signs, might struggle with. Typically, this has to do with their poor executive functioning skills, so sequencing, organizing their tasks. So the first thing I have on the left, you'll see a portfolio folder. This is great for children with ADHD to keep them organized with their schoolwork. You can have different colored tabs labeled homework, tests, important announcements, classwork, etc., whatever your child needs, or you can even do it by subjects. This will help them maintain organization within their schoolwork. The next is a visual task. First this, then that. This is a Velcro, simple. For when you want your child to complete a task, you're going to tell them first homework, then playing. So they need to do their homework first, and then they can play. Another schedule is the one on the right. You can use this in school, have it on their desk. It shows what you're doing in that day to help with smoother transitioning, and they can organize their thoughts. And finally, a checklist for the day, which is on the bottom right. This you can make for your child. This one is what to do before school. It says that you're dressed, you brushed your teeth, you ate breakfast, you packed your lunch, you packed all your stuff you need for school, you have your shoes on, and then you're ready for school. You can do one for the middle of the day when they get home from school, or even at night for a bedtime routine. Lastly, is following directions.
Yellow
Kids with
light.
ADHD tend to struggle with listening to
Green
directions due
Red
to
light.
their attention
Yellow light.
and impulsive behaviors.
Green light.
On the left,
Red light.
there is a simple game
Yellow
of
light.
red light, green light, but it is done
Green.
on a therapy exercise ball.
Green light.
The purpose of this is to provide
light.
some movement feedback
light.
for their sensory
Green light.
regulation and self-regulation.
Yellow
By
light.
jumping up and down on the ball,
Green
you're
light.
getting a proprioceptive feedback will help the
Red
child
light.
regulate.
Yellow light.
You as the parent or
Green.
the teacher or whoever is doing this with the child will
Green light.
simply say, red light, green
Yellow
light,
light. Red
yellow
light. Green light.
Red light
Red
means
light.
stop.
Yellow
Yellow
light.
light means slow.
Green light.
Green light means fast.
Red light.
By
Yellow
matching
light.
these
Green.
different cues and alternating how you
Green
say
light.
them in different ways will
Yellow
make
light.
the child have to listen to your
Red light.
instructions.
Green light. Red
And
light.
lastly, on the right, you have quiet
Yellow
zone,
light.
wait, my turn.
Green light.
These are great for a child in school,
Red light.
for a visual cue, or
Yellow
even at
light.
home. So when they're doing homework, you can
Green.
have quiet zone up. So they know that they need
Green
to
light.
be quiet and focused. Wait,
Yellow light.
if you need
Red
if
light.
the child needs a visual
Green
cue
light.
to wait,
Red light.
if you're in line
Yellow
and they have to
light.
wait patiently,
Green light.
or if you're talking
Red light.
and your child isn't listening, you
Yellow
can try to
light.
do a visual cue. And then my turn
Green.
could be, for example, in school.
Green light.
If it's not your turn, wait.
Yellow light.
If it is your turn,
Red
you
light.
can put up my turn so they
Green
know
light.
it's their turn to speak.
Red light. Yellow light.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching.